building an event or a card around one man, but I don't think I've ever seen a bigger example of that as this one with you returning to Sydney. Does it feel like the homecoming that it was clearly built to be?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get more of a feel for that, like, today at the open workouts, press conference and all that. I'm going to get that real feel. But, yeah, I guess so. I'm just, fight week's a fight week, but I think I'll really feel it today from this afternoon, open workouts. I'm expecting good turnouts for everything, so the support's always incredible here.
Are there advantages and disadvantages to that, right? Clearly, you can always get caught up in the emotions of feeling the love from the fans. Do you have to sort of be aware of like, hey, listen, this is nice, but I'm still going and there's still a fight to be had here?
It just depends on the fighter. How do they deal with it? For me, I'll deal with being at home really well. I'll deal with being, in enemy territory really well. I'll find a way to make it work for me every single time. So it really does depend on the fighter. For me, I'm in a point in my career where the more energy, the better. So this, you know what I mean? Because I used to, early in my career, it used to be more about, I used to try and stay a little more composed. I didn't want to get, where now I'm like, I don't want to, sometimes when I try and chill, I'm like too chill. So I'm like, the energy is going to boost me up. I'm going to let it give me that energy, which I think is going to be an advantage.
Obviously, when Diego got the rematch, there was a little bit of conversation about maybe there were other guys who could have potentially had it ahead of him. But now it's here and you sort of have the fight on hand. Is it fair to say that actually maybe this could be the most fan-friendly, entertaining fight you could have here in Sydney this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I want to have a big moment here. That's what I love about being here in Sydney. Because whenever I'm travelling away, everyone can't be there live. They can't be in the arena and feel the atmosphere, you know what I mean? You have that feeling, but I get to do that here. Not only go there, hopefully exciting fight, but I want to go out there and look dominant and really give all my supporters, family and friends, give them that feeling, right? That moment that they're going to remember for forever. Because they do get them feelings still at home through the TV, but it ain't nothing like it, especially land down under. I can only imagine what that's going to be like walking out. But then, so I want them to just feel that energy, and then having an opponent like that, we're going to bring on a good show, so there'll probably, be a good atmosphere through the whole fight. But yeah, and then I want to get my hand raised and give everyone that moment.
You're always a guy who's looking for new challenges, right? So we obviously have Movzar and their own out there. I don't know if you saw this, but ARMAN TSARUKYAN was on an aerial show and said he wants to drop to 45 and fight for the title. Curious if you have any thoughts on ARMAN potentially trying to cut that sort of weight and fighting you and what that could do.
Yeah, I mean, I love challenges. He would obviously be a tough challenge. If he could get down there, that would be definitely a tough challenge. Same with Movzar. Obviously, Movzar, good. Even the wrestling side of things, I'd love that. Because for the legacy, you can talk about legacy. You've got guys like Movzar undefeated. So later, obviously I've got a job to do this weekend. But whatever comes my way, I'll be happy. But Movzar alone, incredible records. Or even ARMAN, if he was to come down, that's a challenge. So that'll be definitely something. And I feel like my takedown defense is pretty solid. So that'll definitely be a fun one.
Last one for me. You've entered sort of rarefied air where fans, when they see you booked to fight, are almost sort of 50-50 about it because no one wants to see you hurt anymore. Everyone just loves you so much, they don't even want to see you go out there and risk it. How long do you expect to keep doing this for? Obviously, I know that this was sort of like, hey, you could retire in Sydney and there's no interest in that for you. But are you just going to do this until you feel like maybe I'm not at my best? Or is there a moment where you think, there's one moment I'm still searching for and that'll be the moment?
Yeah, I guess so. This one, it's how you get through camps. I was able to get through camp. We're making the right adjustments. I am 37 years old, but the intensity was still there. We've maybe pulled back the volume a little bit. So, if you make them adjustments, you can have a longer career. Obviously, it's all about the health and that as well. But I plan on taking minimal damage out there and then having a quick turnaround, and then we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, you're right. This one, this one's definitely, because there's a lot of, you've seen a lot of rumours, well, I wouldn't say rumours, you've seen a lot of people like, oh, it's going to be his last one, and obviously I put that to bed. It's definitely not the right time for this. I still got a bit left in me, and yeah, that's why I want to be active, because how much longer am I going to have? You know what I mean? If I be active, maybe I can fit another 6 in. You know, so we'll see where we go. But I want minimal damage. Mid-year sounds pretty good for me. And then I didn't get to do that. You know, I told you I wanted to be active last year. Took too much damage in that first fight and had to get a couple of things looked after. And then, yeah, so that took a bit longer, but I expect to be a lot more active this year.
Jean Silva, obviously, he shouted that he wants a title shot next. So, obviously, what did you make of his performance against Arnold Allen?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was going to be a real challenge for him. And, yeah, he passed it. Looked good in the later rounds as well. So that's what you want to see from a prospect, you know, a guy that's going to be pretty calculated in Arnold. And then even Arnold's quite fit as well. He's got the cardio, but Silva's shown that he's got the cardio to get through there and get the win against someone like that. Was very promising. Has he earned a title shot just yet? I don't think so. But like I said, it's pretty obvious that I think you're going to get Movzar or Lerone Murphy fighting, I think. And that's obviously makes the most sense, you know, especially with their records and the resume they have. Like legacy-wise, that looks great for me.
And what did you make of him, like, jumping off his back?
Yeah, man. Like he's that guy, man. Like he's fun to watch. He's a good dude as well. Yeah, he's actually very respectful. But yeah, very excited. He's very hyper. You know what I mean? And he's all over the place, and that's something that I guess you would expect. Once he did it, I was like just laughing, like, yeah, that's Silva.
And obviously, I know you're not thinking about the lightweight division, but what did you make of the Justin Gaethje fight and Paddy?
Yeah, it was a fun fight. You know, very, very fun fight. Obviously, entertaining. They went at it. Yeah, we'll see what happens from here. You know, whether Ilya will be bouncing back. I think he said he would like it mid-year. We'll see what happens there. I mean, yeah, you got a stacked division. Obviously, you got Arman as well. We'll see what happens. Maybe a couple of wins. Maybe I'm back in that conversation. We'll see.
G'day, Volk. You just mentioned legacy, and there seems to be two sides of that coin, where one side is fighters wanting a name, like Islam saying, well, wanting Usman, Jones wanting Stipe. You have the perspective of you wanting the record. So what's your kind of take on wanting the name over the next person who's rightfully up?
No, not. I wouldn't say the record. It's just it's a position where he is. Let's be honest. Like, you know, he is very deserving of a title fight, which that means a lot to me. Like, you know, and he's undefeated, and he's look at his resume as well. He's took out all the top guys. So they're like, you know, that's how I look at it. I don't care about the names. If there's a name that doesn't deserve it, I'm not, you know, too interested in that. Like, I'll do it. Like, I'll fight anyone, anywhere. You know, that's how I am. But yeah, for me, that is important. Like, I've said that through my whole career. If you remember my title reign, I'm like trying to find someone, make it clear, and be that guy that should be next. You know what I mean? I want a clear guy that's meant to be in front of me. Let's go. So I've always wanted that. You know, I'm a believer in the ranking system. So yeah, I think that means more.
And you've got a part-time job as a YouTuber now. Max has recently said that he's really keen to do a Cooking with Volk episode. Would you be keen to head out to Hawaii, maybe roast a pig or something like that?
100%. Yeah, it's good, man. Like, cause I get along with everyone anyway, right? But even so many people that like Islam, I'm going to do a cook. You know, we've planned. I'll do a Cooking Volk with him, Cooking Volk with Ilya, even just everyone. You know, I get along with everyone. Even if I have to face him, I'll still do. I'll do a Cooking with Volk with Lopez tomorrow if you want it. I wouldn't care. So yeah, it's good fun. It is pretty cool.
And David Adesanya has been walking around calling himself the uncrowned 145 champ for years. Is that something we could see towards the end?
Yeah, maybe. You know, he's got a big cut ahead of him, big weight cut ahead of him, but we could maybe make that happen.
Thanks, Volk.
Hi, Volk.
Hey.
You got quite a full list. Jean Silva, Lerone, Mozart, and now maybe even Arman too. And Arman actually said that it would be a very easy fight against you, and he said he just axe kick you.
Okay.
What do you think would
Just
be
axe kick me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think would be a toughest challenge out of this?
Out of all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, your Armans and your Movzars. You know, they're gonna obviously gonna, he's saying he's gonna axe kick. Obviously, he's gonna want to wrestle. But again, I like the guy. He's hilarious. That PR run that he went on was incredible. He's another guy I'd like to do a cook on with Volk with. I have done one with him. But yeah, if we face, everyone knows my takedown defense is solid, and if they forget that, I'll remind them.
Thank you.
Volk, you said to ESPN a couple of weeks back that you're looking to bulldoze through everyone now, that you don't need to be so cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a start of a new sort of era for you where you're just going to absolutely blitz through people? Or, I don't want to say it's a bit of gamesmanship, was there a bit of that in there?
No, yeah, like I do believe that. Like I really do. Like, if I want to grab a hold of someone, like, and really grab a hold of them, I'm a ragdoll them. If I really want to go at someone and swing, yeah, the opportunities for them to land are good, but like I just, because I'm very, very calculated, right? I've always been that way, and you should be. But when moments come, might take a little more risk and go for that finish, because I think if I really do, I can bulldoze these guys. You know what I mean? So he's going to come aggressively at me. Obviously, I know he's going to be looking for the big KO, so I will be wary of that. But at the same time, come at me like that, there's going to be some big shots coming your way, 100%. Especially when I'm going to be like, all right, everyone is going to count. I'll make sure it counts, and then I'll maybe get myself out of the way. But I'm going to make sure them first two count.
So we're going to look at a finish this Sunday?
Of course, yeah. Like I said, minimal damage. Nice early night would be great for that moment I want for my family and friends and everyone here in Australia. And not only that, then I can do what I said, a quick turnaround and fight someone in mid-year.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Just back here, Volk.
Yep.
So many of the questions have been about yourself fighting many different people over the division, people coming down from upper division. But with the fight that's ahead of you, you've said it, there is still work to be done this weekend. What does anything about Diego scare you? Or worry you, rather, not scare you? This is the second time you're facing him. You kind of know what to expect. Is there anything that worries you in this rematch?
I mean, just his durability and his power. You know what I mean? Like, I've always said this. I'm only losing by getting, someone landing, catching me. You know what I mean? I truly do believe that. And he's a guy that can do that. Right? He's a guy that can eat him. So he can take some good punishment. He'll eat one to give one, and I mean eat one to give one. So they're always dangerous. So yeah, you've got to respect that. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for me to capitalise when he's that aggressive. But at the same time, you're always going to have that threat of him always looking for the KO. And even if it goes to the ground, always looking for the submission. Hail Mary. That's how he fights. That's why he's so dangerous. So the respect is always going to be there.
You talked about last year you didn't get to be as active. There was a little bit more recovery time needed. How are you looking at mitigating the damage of this fight?
Just capitalise on the opportunities that come my way. You know what I mean? Again, he's going to be aggressive. Even though I felt like I had some great options, there was times where I did some things that weren't too good. Where he would catch me, there's things I just could have done better. And some of those things are just very little things. You know what I mean? So very little things that I need to fix, and we fix them. So that's again, I want to make him pay for the things, and then obviously do the damage. Bulldoze, is that the word I was looking? Bulldoze through with some big punches or whatever it is, and still stay safe. When I say that, it doesn't mean I'm going to be reckless. It just means I'm going to capitalise on opportunities and really capitalise. If I feel like there's a finish there, I'm going to really turn in for the finish. Then I can go back to defense.
And final one from me. You mentioned before the Perth walkout. That whole walkout was, insane, a crazy moment. You are fighting at home, defending your belt. Do you expect this crowd will beat the Perth crowd for the walkout?
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone knows how good it was there, so that they'll probably want to be a part of it. Hopefully they're ready. They're ready to start singing that that song. I think so. Which is hard to believe, because to top what happened in Perth, but that's what I'm talking about. That's the moment I want to give my family and friends. Don't get to watch me every time I fight, or some of them never have had the chance. So now they do, and I want to give them that moment. I want them to feel what it feels like what it felt like in Perth. But I want to top that by getting my hand raised and give them that moment too.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Volk, hi champ. How do you manage a rematch so close? And was the finish the main goal of this training camp to make a better performance as the last fight?
Yeah, I mean, look. Obviously, I want to finish. Everyone does, but I mean, we've got to. I'm going to understand how durable he is. You know what I mean? But he is. Like, I mean, if I get him hurt, really, really capitalise on hurting him. You know what I mean? Even if his chin is as good, the ref's going to have to stop it if I'm putting too much of a beating on him. So, that's going to be my goal. But again, minimal damage and enforce as much damage as I can.
And can you give me the prediction on the co-main event if you can?
Co-main event?
Yeah.
Obviously, Dan Hooker, I'm guessing you're French. But Dan Hooker's my guy. So I'm going to say Dan Hooker, finish inside 2.
Thanks, man.
Volk, am I right in saying Cooking with Volk has its own website now that's just gone live?
It does, mate. Yeah, thanks for that. As you can see, a nice brick shrimp smash. If you want to get that, we've got our own aprons. Everything just went live today. And it's awesome. It's obviously doing well. The support I've had through everything has just been incredible. Like, I mean, you did touch on it earlier about, people not wanting me to fight because they don't want to see me get hurt and stuff like that. It really does feel like that. It really does feel people really do care for me. And it took a long time to get to this position, I'll be honest. But I appreciate it so much, the loyal support that I have. I don't know, maybe they feel like they really can connect with me. There's a connection there, and I try and be just a normal human being because I am. I think I'm pretty relatable, and I try my best to be a good human. And I think people can really appreciate that, and that's why the support is awesome. But that's why Cooking with Volk's doing so well. And already, we just dropped a lot of them, and it's doing really well. So thank you all so much. There's still some more left if you just want some.
Hey, Volk. You're pretty good in fighting. You're extremely good in cooking. Last year in Miami...
I'll be honest, I don't know about extremely good at cooking, but I'm getting better.
Last year in
but
Miami,
I appreciate it.
Last year in Miami, we saw that you extremely good in singing.
Oh.
Yesterday, we saw that you are not bad in dancing. So what other hidden talents do you have?
I feel like I can do it all. They say, what's the saying? What is it, like... Jack of all trades, master of none. I was like, I'm a master of all. Nah, not a master. But the good thing is I'll dabble in anything. I'll give it a crack. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, anything that comes my way, I'll at least give it a crack. Even if I'm not good at it, I'll give it a crack. And that's just my mindset around everything. Obviously, my career wouldn't be where I am if I didn't have that mindset. But, the acting, the funny skits, like, the cooking, dancing, singing, whatever it is, I'll give it all a crack, and people are usually impressed with it all, so I'll just keep them going. Any more you want me to give a crack? I won't do it right now. I'll wait till I'm hydrated properly. After the fight, I'll drop some notes for you. Is that us? All right, thank you.